Before that, let's start the all auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam class with a short kirtan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Buddhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langaite Giri Yat Krupatvam Mahamande Shri Guru Dinataram Paramananda Madhavam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, The Creation, Chapter 13. Dhritarashtra quits home, and text number 59, last but one in this 13th chapter, very interesting. Yesterday also we heard about Gandhari, how she also left the body by entering into the fire where Dhritarashtra had made self-fire, and he also left the body. So now, what happens after Dhritarashtra and after Gandhari left, and what also happened after Vidura left that place? So we will do the words. Parabhakti, you can maximize the text. Vidura stutad acharyam Vidura-stutad acharyam nishamya kurunandana harsha shoka yutastasmad ganta tirtha nishevaha. What meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura also too, but that incident, Asharyam, wonderful. Nishamya, seeing, Kurunandana, O son of the Kuru dynasty, Harsha, delight, Shoka, grief, Yuta, affected by, Tasmad, from that place, Ganta will go away, Tirtha, place of pilgrimage, Nishevahaka, for being enlivened. Translation: Vidura, being affected with delight and grief, will then leave the place of sacred pilgrimage. But Vidura was astonished to see the marvelous departure of his brother Dhritarashtra as a liberated yogi. For in his past life, he was much attached to materialism. Of course, it was only due to Vidura that his brother attained the desirable goal of life. Vidura was therefore glad to learn about it, but he was sorry that he could not make his brother turn into a pure devotee. This was not done by Vidura because Dhritarashtra was being inimical to the Pandavas, who were all devotees of the Lord. An offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is more dangerous than offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. Vidura was certainly very liberal to bestow mercy upon his brother Dhritarashtra, whose past life was very materialistic. But ultimately, the result of such mercy certainly depend on the will of the Supreme Lord in the present life. Therefore, Dhritarashtra attained liberation only, and after many such liberated states of life, one can attain to the stage of devotional service. Vidura was certainly very mortified by the death of his brother and sister-in-law, and the only remedy to mitigate such lamentation was to go out to pilgrimage. Thus, Maharaj Yudhishthira had no chance to call back Vidura, his surviving uncle. Tat Sat. We can stop screen sharing. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshmurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapatakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sham श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता च विशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण विष्णु जय पदाय नमो पदाय विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण विष्णु भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामनि नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचार्य शेष Hare Krishna. So, very nice words. Now, this is the climax scene of Dhritarashtra life. Now, how he ended his life. Not many people know this secret. The absolute truth is revealed in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, we don't have to depend on any other scriptures. The Amal Puran Srimad Bhagavatam is itself is sufficient for us to know the absolute truth. So, Vidura, he tried his level best to safeguard his brother Dhritarashtra, but he could not able to become a devotee of the Lord. So, Dhritarashtra, the word meaning Dhrita means very determined or very firm. Rashtra means kingdom or a country or a kind of administration. So Dhrita Rashtra means one who holds on to a kingdom, one who wants to possess the kingdom, those who wants to enjoy the kingdom. So this is the word meaning of Dhritarashtra. However, Vidura, he prayed for him, and when Vidura went on a pilgrimage, again he came back, and he had a lot of concerns for his brother Dhritarashtra. So though Dhritarashtra's sons, the Kauravas, especially Duryodhana, insulted Vidura, but Vidura did not mind it at all. So he went and he fully recharged himself, and he had a wonderful discussion and enlightenment by Maitreya Muni. And now he came back and he, enlightened Dhritarashtra also. Now Dhritarashtra somehow he got some eye-opening, some solid points he has taken from Vidura, and now he has decided to go to the forest, and in the forest he did Ashtanga Yoga, and he meditated. So much stuff he has got, but ultimately he could not become a devotee. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, unless you become a devotee, you will not have full perfection. So who are partially devotees or aspiring devotees, they may have a kind of perfection, but that perfection without Krishna Prema is actually imperfect. again they have to take another birth, and they need to take a shelter of a devotee of the Lord, and accepting uh, spiritual initiation from that bona fide person, only one can become eligible to enter into the kingdom of God. Okay, so here, for normally for a devotee, it is difficult to make um, his own family members or his kith and kin or his friends and relatives to make devotees. It is very difficult for him. But he being fighting alone is also a challenging task in Krishna consciousness. Like when he starts chanting the holy name of the Lord, and Maya starts attacking him, and his relatives say, "Oh, that person, he always chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, something they may have a comment on us." But at the same time, they also uttered Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. They will also get the benefit, but they may not be knowing fully what kind of benefit they get. But a devotee, surely he knows, and he tries to educate them. But because of the relationship of a family or blood, he may not be able to understand. He may not be able to take it, or he does not appreciate the task which a devotee has taken. However, devotee is paradukka dukhi. He wants to, give a lot of opportunities in the form of prasadam, and gifting them books, and also inviting them to the festivals and to the temple and to the various parties like Harinam Sankirtan, or make it any other social gathering, and where Harinam Sankirtan happens. So this is a really challenging task. So Srila Prabhupada gives various experiences and examples for a devotee, how he can able to help them. So we may not be able to praise them, but however, we can pray for them, and we can offer nice prasadam for them, and we surely connect our family member or a relative or a friend or a colleague to a devotee of the Lord, and that devotee will come into the picture, and he will enlighten, he will take care of the charge. So similarly, Vidura also, he faced this kind of situation, and Vidura only played, but whatever we learned from the previous verses, that Vidura had been telling and telling, and finally Dhritarashtra, from mode of ignorance to mode of passion to at least he has reached a kind of mode of satoguna to some extent. But there also it has to be finally purified. Sattva is there, but sattvam vishuddham, it has to, the satoguna has to completely purified. Sattvam vishuddham, it should become vasudeva sabditam. Then he will stand in perfectional stage. Okay, so the other day I heard from His Grace Nityanand Pran Prabhu during our Ramayana pastimes. So Prabhu was mentioning there were various brothers, various sisters, and various other family members who got Krishna consciousness, who could not get. If you take for example Ravana brothers. So Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, and there are so many brothers. But out of all of them, Vibhishan became a devotee of the Lord. So I was hearing when Vibhishan was glorifying Lord Ram, and it was completely, indigestible. And Ravana and other brothers, they became envious still, and they wanted to um wipe out all the Vanar Senas, and Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman. They say that easily we can defeat them, but Vibhishan says that you can't do that. So the power of Ramban is very, very powerful. It will just come, it will chisel your heart, and it will kill so many of your people, and it will become a havoc. It will create devastation for you. Now it is the last minute also, you can surrender to Lord Ram, and surely he will forgive you because he is the supreme person. But all these Vibhishan words were kept away, and thereby the ruin of Lanka had happened. All the brothers have been killed by Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Vanarsena. So this is how once, if any person uh, he is not taking the advice, the suggestion of a Vaishnava, and their life will become uh, useless actually. So at the same time, if you take some brothers, now you say Pandavas, if you take, so they are very exalted devotees. They are always remembering Krishna. They always serve Krishna, and they also glorify the pastimes of the Lord. Satatam kirtayanto mam. And in this way, Pandavas are very pious people. They never offended anybody. So the point to understand here is Dhritarashtra, by the help of Vidura, he went to forest. He did a kind of meditation, and he got liberation. That's fine. But beyond that, he cannot able to achieve because he why he could not able to achieve the ultimate goal, that is Krishna prema, or become a devotee, because Dhritarashtra offended the Vaishnavas. He behaved in a way that he encouraged his sons to become against the Pandavas. And when Kauravas are doing adharma, Dhritarashtra could not able to stop it. There also he did a mistake, and he welcomed a lot of sins there. So offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is more dangerous than directly offending the Lord. So when we directly also contract with the Lord, Lord is merciful. He can tolerate, and he can forgive us, and he will teach a lesson for us. But for his devotees, if anybody troubled, Lord will not tolerate. Lord will, surely punish such kind of people. So when we talk about offenses, there are various types of offenses. In the previous class also we discussed the 6 kinds of offenses, aparadas. And also in addition to them, we can find a lot more offenses in the nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. We can, in this class, we can just focus on few of the offenses, because the devotee should well aware of these offenses, aparadas, because knowingly or unknowingly, if any offense is done, a devotee has to suffer. He has to take the reaction of that. So you cannot say, I don't know this, Prabhu. I'm not aware of this. No, because in the scriptures it is already mentioned. And also we have regular seminars and classes where this kind of literature is being served and being enlightened. We must be well aware of it. So as you know, there are 10 kinds of nama paradas. Sorry. Nama paradas in Padma Purana it is mentioned. You all know the 10 offenses. So we should try to avoid all of them. Then we also have seva aparadas. Seva aparadas are the one which, like while worshipping the deities either at home or in the temple, which has got prana pratishta, we are supposed to avoid all these offenses. That's why in Nectar of Devotion have been a complete list is there. So we must go through the list and we try to avoid it. So the Nama Parada, then say Nama Parada, Seva Aparada, and Jana Aparada is there. Jana Aparada is the one when we talk about ill of all the general public, and also when we give Krishna consciousness for them, if they do not take up, we don't have to talk ill of them, but we should try to give the best out of us. And also and also insulting the public in public. This is also Janapara. We should also try to avoid all these offenses. So when come to Nama Paradas, especially when we chant the holy name of the Lord, the 10 offenses will take place. We should always be careful and not to commit these kind of offenses. Like, for example, if say reading the scriptures, when you talk about literatures in Persians with the Vedic version, so we should not think this is mentally concocted by some other mundane person. No, it is not like that. For example, main acharyas in our ISKCON Sampradaya, our Guru Maharaj, and also various other acharyas, they have written so many Vedic literatures. That is literature in Persians with the Vedic version. So, for example, this 13th chapter of first canto, our acharyas also would have commented there in the purport. So we should take it. It is also part of Vedic literature because they have been empowered by the devotee, by the Guru, by the Lord. Then they can only able to write it. So Srila Prabhupada is our founder Acharya. Whatever Prabhupada had written in the purport, this is absolute truth. We need to read these purports and we need to churn the purports and then get the cream out of that. It is not that only for Bhagavatam we read and next day we forget it. So coming to the point, Dhritarashtra, he became a liberated yogi. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that in the past life also he did he was a very materialistic life, but therefore Dhritarashtra attained liberation only, and after many such liberated states of life, one can attain to a stage of devotional service. Now we also would have done a lot of sinful activities in our previous birth. After doing, we in the previous birth also we would have done a lot of yoga and so much charity and so much other services also we would have done. But now, after attaining all those, in this birth we got Krishna consciousness. We also got a bona fide spiritual master. We also got a bona fide diksha, that is a spiritual initiation. And these things will make us again fit for Krishna consciousness. And in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says a devotee is he takes a lot of births, but ultimately he will come back to me once he is determined. So yeah, yoginam api sarvesham, that is the one. Madgatena antaratmena shraddhavan bhajate mam. In all these verses, Lord says that a devotee will surely come to me. But for in all these cases, he needs proper guidance and proper support and various other help to become perfect in Krishna consciousness. And also, Lord says that out of thousands and thousands of birds, like Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kvachit Aditi Siddhaya, like that Siddha, many people they are achieving, but they have to reach the ultimate stage. So out of thousands and thousands of one, only one become a perfect person. Out of that perfected persons, only one become a devotee of the Lord. When we become devotee of the Lord, then why to waste our time? Why to waste our service? So we should properly utilize these services and take the benefit of Krishna consciousness and see that we should go back to the Godhead. Like the other day, we also heard from Sundar Nityan Prabhu, very wonderful class in the last Sunday. He kept on asking so many questions and he shared so many pastimes. So Once he shared that Tukaram, he was a wonderful devotee of the Lord, and daily he used to ask his wife, "Would you like to come back, back to Godhead?" And she was taking it very lightly. But ultimately, what happened in front of all others, airplane from spiritual planet came, and Tukaram went back to Godhead. So when he was going back to Godhead, he was very, very humble. He had a lot of concerns for the general public and also for all the devotees. He paid a lot of obeisances before he actually bowed down to the airplane. So this is the characteristic quality of a devotee. A devotee does not want any liberation like Dhritarashtra achieved. A devotee always, whether he is in Swargaloka or Bhuloka or Nargaloka, he always wants to serve the Lord. He is asking only service of the Lord. Oh my Lord, give me engage all my senses unto your service. In this way, uh, if the devotee does not want any kind of power, any kind of position, or any kind of prestige, he does not want anything except serving the lotus feet of the Lord and all the Vaishnavas. So this did not happen in the Dhritarashtra case actually. He talked ill about and he did a lot of offenses to the Pandavas who are all devotees of the Lord. And finally, he got enlightened, but not to the fullest perfection. So in the history of today, till we learned that Dhritarashtra is an example. Um, he could have become a devotee actually, but it was not possible. But in the same Kali Yuga, though uh, the Maya power is most prominent, still we can do Nam Sankirtan and we can do a lot of japa and read Gita Bhagavatam and also hear Gita Bhagavatam. In this way, our uh, dirt in the heart will be cleansed. And every opportunity is there that this devotee will go back to God. And after going to back to Godhead also, he is not idle there. He will be continuing his eternal service to Krishna. Okay, so I will conclude here. Vidura was certainly very mortified by the death of his brother and sister-in-law, and the only remedy to mitigate such lamentation was to go to pilgrimage. So Vidura now has decided. So anyway, his brother Dhritarashtra and also Gandhari, they both have left their body, and he wanted to continue to his pilgrimage. So that pilgrimage is very very famous till today. Where Dhritarashtra did the tapas, that place name is I have written here Saptashrota. In the previous verses, it is there. Saptashrota, Ganges divided by 7 branches. This is the southern side of the Himalayas. This is Sapta Shrota place is there. And at this place, Dhritarashtra left his body and along with Gandhari also. So now Vidura has decided, now I need to leave this place and he has to go to the other places. So thus, Yudhishthir Maharaj had no chance to call back Vidura, his surviving uncle, nor Gandhari also. So here Narad Muni has been, convincing or consoling or pacifying Yudhishthir Maharaj that they have your uncle Dhritarashtra and your aunt Gandhari, they have achieved a kind of perfection. They are doing meditation. You don't have to go to the forest and bring them back to the kingdom. So the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, he removed Duryodhan and he established you uh, as the king for the entire world. Now, yada yada hi dharmasya glani. The glani means whenever there was a harm to the dharma, the Supreme Lord comes back and he re-established that. Tam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuge. Now he has selected you as a king. Now you need to discharge your duties as a king, and you rule the public by giving all opportunities for God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. In this way, Narada advised Yudhishthira, and also he left the place. So this is the sum and substance of this 1.13.59. And tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday, I think we are going to complete 1.13.60. Then we will start the new chapter, the disappearance of Lord Krishna. Thank you very much. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. If you have any reflections, kindly come on the video and mute yourself.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭು, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಭು ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ದು. ನನ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಒಂದು ವಿದ್ರಾಶ್ವತ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳೋಣ. ವಿದುರಾಶ್ವತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗನ ಕಲ್ಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹಂಗೆ.
Is it a temple?
ಹಾ, ಟೆಂಪಲ್.
Oh, I have no information.
ಮಾತಾಜಿ, ಅದು ಗೋರಿಬಿದ್ನೂರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಜಿ ಇರೋದು. ಗೋರಿಬಿದ್ನೂರು, ಹಿಂದೂಪುರ ಸೈಡ್.
ಹೌದು. ಗೌರಿಬಿದನೂರು ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದ್ 10 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ವಿದುರಾಸತ್ವ. విదురాసత్వ విదురుడు అక్కడ వెళ్ళి తపస్సు చేశాడంటండి. తపస్సు చేసి అక్కడ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షాన్ని స్థాపించి వచ్చాడంట. అందుకని అది విదురాసత్వం అయింది. విదుర ప్లస్ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షము.
వెరీ గుడ్.
అలా అక్కడ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షాల కింద నాగులన్నీ పెట్టారు. అక్కడ పిల్లలు లేని వాళ్ళకి ఏమన్నా ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటే అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి నాగ ప్రతిష్ఠ అది చేస్తారనమాట. అది విదురుడు స్థాపించిందని అలా ఫేమస్ అయింది.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭೀಮನ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆನೂ ಐತೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
So very nice information you have given. We will take an opportunity to visit Vidurashva because it's close to us.
ವಿದುರಾಸತ್ವ.
ವಿದುರ ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥದು.
ವಿದುರಾಸತ್ವ.
ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥ ಟ್ರೀ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ.